Welcome to Mrs. Feighery's video number 2 for Chapter 28, Progressivism and the Republican Roosevelt. Progressives were mostly middle-class citizens who felt squeezed by both the big trusts above and the restless immigrant hordes working for cheap labor from below. Progressives favored the initiative so that voters could directly propose legislation, the referendum so that people could vote on laws that affected them, and the recall to remove bad officials from office. Progressives also desired to expose graft using a secret ballot, an Australian ballot, to counteract the effects of party bosses, and have direct election of U.S. senators to curb corruption in government. Finally, in 1913, the 17th Amendment provided for the direct election of senators. Females also campaigned for women's suffrage, but that did not come about yet. Progressive cities like Galveston, Texas, either used for the first time expert-staffed commissions to manage urban affairs or the city manager system, which was designed to take politics out of municipal administration. Urban reformers tackled slumlords, juvenile delinquency, and wide-open prostitution. In Wisconsin, Governor Robert La Follette wrestled control from the trusts and returned power to the people, becoming a progressive leader in the process. Other states also took to regulate railroads and trusts, such as Oregon and California, which was led by Governor Hiram Johnson. A man named Charles Evan Hughes, governor of New York, gained fame by investigating the malpractices of gas and insurance companies. All of these things were done to protect consumers in the cities and states. Women were an indispensable catalyst in the progressive army. They couldn't vote or hold political office, but they were active nonetheless. The women focused their changes on family-oriented ills, such as child labor. Progressives also made major improvements in the fight against child labor, especially after a 1911 fire at the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory Company in New York City, which killed 146 workers who were mostly young women. The landmark case of Muller versus Oregon in 1908 found attorney Louis Brandeis persuading the Supreme Court to accept the constitutionality of laws that protected women workers. And we'll discuss the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire in greater detail in our class discussion. On the other hand, in the case of Lochner versus New York, invalidated a New York law establishing a 10-hour day for bakers. Yet, in 1917, the court upheld a similar law for factory workers. At this time, alcohol also came under the attack of the progressives, as prohibitionist organizations like the Women's Christian Temperance Union, founded by Frances Willard, and the Anti-Saloon League were formed. Finally, in 1919, the 18th Amendment prohibited the sale and drinking of alcohol. And we'll discuss the impact of the progressives and their work in changing society in our discussions in class. This is the works cited page. All images in this presentation are from the public domain.